Okay, so I'm Briac Barthes. I'm co-founder of hiLyte, and our objective is to bring clean and affordable energy to all. In the world, there's 1 billion people who doesn't have access to electricity, and 1 other billion people who have access to electricity, but it's unreliable, and they have power cuts of 6 to 8 hours per day. How do these people get lights? Usually, they burn kerosene. This is very expensive. They can spend up to 30% of their incomes for light and phone charging. It also emits a lot of black carbon, which is as harmful for the health as smoking 2 packets of cigarettes per day. And it emits a lot of CO2. It's also a big problem for phone charging. Indeed, in sub-Saharan Africa, almost 90% of people own a phone, but only 30% of them can charge it at home. It means that half of the population owns a phone, but needs to go to town to charge the phone. So we want to solve these 2 problems. For this, we developed a consumable-based iron battery. So it's a simple device, like this one, and every time you want electricity, you need to insert iron, like this, like a little sheet of iron, a little sheet of paper, and iron salt, which is a powder that you mix with water. And when it flows down, it generates enough electricity to light a lamp and to charge a phone. What do we actually offer to these people? First of all, it's very affordable. It's half price compared to kerosene, to what they use now. Then it's on demand. There's more and more people who use solar lamps, but on cloudy days, they don't have light at night. It's also clean for the environment. So at the end, you have a solution of iron sulfate 2, and this is already used as a fertilizer here. It is safe. Kerosene lamps can burn. If the lamp falls down, it could burn the house. So this has no toxic emission. It's easy to use. And in terms of lighting, you see it's almost the same as kerosene. The top one is kerosene lamp, and the bottom one is hiLyte. So what do people use now? So as I said, most of people mix different solutions, because none of the solution can bring everything that they need. So they use solar lamps, which are not on demand. And the problem with solar lamps also is they all contain a lithium battery. And after 1 or 2 years, when the lamp doesn't work anymore, they throw it away, and then that makes batteries in the environment. They also use kerosene lamps, which are toxic for the environment, for the health, and very expensive. Battery torches are very expensive also, and then they go into the environment and it sterilizes the ground. And to charge their phones, the only solution is to go back to town. Sometimes they have to walk for hours before getting to a town where they can charge, and they pay approximately 50 times the price that we pay in Switzerland for electricity. So there's a lot of people who need it. So it's a huge market. It's $40 billion market per year. And we'll start first in Tanzania, because in Tanzania, there's 70% of people who don't have access to electricity, because we already have some contacts there. I already worked there. And we'll focus first in a small region to start selling, in the Arusha region, where there's only 1 million potential customers. So we sell 2 different things. We sell the battery itself and the consumables. The battery will cost $9, and the consumables will cost 10 cents per day. These prices, we define the prices with the people in Tanzania when we are doing field tests. And when we sell, we have to make sure that in every village where there's 1 person using the battery, there's at least 1 shop selling the consumables. In terms of impact, we follow a lot of SDGs. So the main obvious one is that we bring clean and affordable energy. That's SDG 7. But that leads to other SDGs. During the field test, we give some batteries to families during 1 month. And in a family, there's a girl that started studying every evening during this month, which she couldn't do before. It also helps in terms of health, because as people use kerosene, and it's as toxic as smoking 2 packets of cigarettes per day, if they switch to hiLyte, it's like stop smoking. In terms of economic growth, it makes them save $55 per year. For a family making $1 per day, that's approximately 2 months' worth of salary. And in terms of climate impact, kerosene lamp emits 185 kilo of CO2 per year. So we save 94% of these emissions. The team, so David invented the technology when he was working with Mike Tucker at Berkeley. And I used to work in Tanzania and Kenya, so I know more of the field. And we have Jonathan, who is expert in finance for the company. And so we already did a lot of prototypes of field testing, mostly in Tanzania. We aim at starting selling at the beginning of next year. And now we already started selling the same technology for educational purpose in Europe for teachers to teach how batteries are made. So now, if you want to help us, we are looking for people to help us get some visibility. We will start a crowdfunding in January, so you're most welcome to participate. We're also trying to get some investors to help us grow faster, and anyone who wants to make partnerships to manufacture in Tanzania to distribute in the countries where they think we could sell. That would be really interesting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Briac, for your presentation. I'm sure there are some questions. Yes, gentleman over here.
Thank you very much. Quite an interesting presentation. I'm wondering where you manufacture and then where you package the consumables. I'm asking us because if there's an opportunity to also create jobs in the areas where you're selling. Thank you.
Yes, definitely. We want to manufacture all the consumables directly in the country where we sell. That's one of the objectives of the company.
Yes. Perfect.
Like we saw, why you don't sell as well the lamp, the ampoule, I don't know how we say it in English, but because there is lots of system, and the more efficient with your system will be the more efficient for the local population.
Yeah, actually the bulb is included into the battery. Yeah, when we sell it, the $9 include the battery and the bulb that goes with it.
Yes, thank you. Just a question on the production of consumables. I mean, what's the CO2 impact of the production, if any, which is not mentioned here?
Yeah, actually, when I say we reduce by 94%, it's because we have this 6% stay because of the consumables, yeah, and of the plastic also of the battery.
Time for one more question. Okay, I have one last question for you. I don't want to turn this into a chemistry